What's up, everybody? This is Storm, and welcome to another Gaming News Week episode 30. A lot of interesting stuff happened over the week, so without further ado, let's get on with the news. Our first set of news is Borderlands 4 performance. It is being reported that Borderlands 4 performance gets worse the longer you play on console. And I have been seeing some people complain about the performance even on PC. Gearbox chief Randy Pitchford has suggested quitting the game and restarting as a workaround, which low-key kind of sound pretty crazy hearing that. But literally for the past couple of days, Randy Pitchford has been arguing on social media about people complaining about the performance. And he is going through it. Like, what I experienced with Borderlands 4 when it comes to performance, I don't be running into like I'm dropping frames, but there have been instances that when I'm playing with my friends, we will all randomly just get kicked out of the lobby and stuff. So that is very annoying, especially when we're in the middle like a boss thing, or we're just going looking for a vault and something. It really breaks the immersion when that keeps happening. But it doesn't happen like every single time we play. It happens like probably like an hour or two going in the game, like once a day or whenever we play with each other and stuff. Like, it's very bad, but it's not like crazy. Like, granted, I cannot speak for others because their experience probably even worse than what I'm experiencing. And I don't think Randy Pitchford should be going the way about it as he's been going through it, because like it's just a very bad look overall, because you're just arguing with people complaining about the performance. Like, granted, I don't believe he's a developer that will work on the game and stuff, but you could at least at least try to say it like nicer. Granted, I don't know what the people could be saying to him to make him go out, look like make him like crash out like this, honestly. But to extend like you're arguing on social media that everybody could see this. And Randy Pitchford, honestly, he doesn't really have a good track record overall. And I think he should just like try to relax and stuff, because like I'm kind of surprised Gearbox haven't told him like, yo, dial it back or something, or said something to him. But they probably did tell him something behind the scenes and stuff. I haven't been seeing him going crazy lately, but during that first couple of days, oh man, he was getting jumped left, right, and center with these arguments. So hopefully later down the line, Borderlands will put out an update that will fix the performance. I believe like a couple of days ago they actually did drop a update. I don't know what it was. I could be wrong, but yeah. Hopefully, Borderlands performance will get better. I'm truly having fun, especially somebody who's not really close with the Borderlands series. Like, my entrance to the Borderlands series was Borderlands 3, and my friends told me the stuff that happened in Borderlands 1 and 2, and the Tiny Tina and the Telltale series and stuff. But for what I experienced with Borderlands 4, I'm definitely having a lot more fun with it compared to 3, because 3 was okay. It just, the villains for that game were trash. The twins were trash. This one, where I am in the game, he's not making like overly dramatic appearance unlike the twins, but he's menacing without even being there, if you get what I mean. And to be honest, I wish that how the twins was in Borderlands 3 and stuff. So I'm definitely gonna keep playing Borderlands 4. Hopefully, I'll get it done before the end of this month because I have a lot of games I need to that are coming out, like the Sonic, Sonic racing game. I'm definitely gonna be live streaming that. Digimon Time Stranger, which you're seeing on screen right now, gonna be playing that. Gonna be playing Ghost of Yotai. Gonna be playing that, and I believe those are the only three games that I'm kind of looking forward to for the rest of this year. Until we probably get some announcement at the Game Awards, that we'll see what happens. But yeah, Borderlands 4 performance. It's good, not crazy bad. Granted, I can't speak for others. I can only speak from my experience with it. It's good, not the best. It could be better. So we'll see what happens later down the line. We got some speculations about CD Projekt Red's Cyberpunk 2. According to a job listing, the game may feature some multiplayer. We don't know to what extent that multiplayer will be. Maybe co-op, maybe some online PvP. Like, we don't know all the details yet. But if you remember from Cyberpunk 2077, there was they was gonna do I think like a standalone multiplayer or something that was gonna get added to the first game that had multiplayer, but unfortunately during the whole fiasco that happened with Cyberpunk 2077, and it took like I guess 3 years, if I remember right, to fix the performance on consoles. The multiplayer co-op idea was ended up being scrapped, but it looks like they might bring it back for the second game. So, what do you guys think? Will you guys be excited if Cyberpunk 2 will have a multiplayer? And to what extent you want the multiplayer to be? Do you want PvE that you play with friends, taking out gangs, or whatever you want to do in the Cyberpunk world? Or you want them to have a online PvP that you play against other players? Let me know in the comments below what you guys think, and we'll see later down the line if it turns out to be true. Because I believe currently right now they're focusing on The Witcher 4. I think a large portion of CD Projekt Red is probably working on The Witcher 4, and a small group is getting started with Cyberpunk 2020, Cyberpunk 2. Until Witcher 4 release, then everybody gonna switch over to CP2s, but we just gotta see how that's gonna be looking. I don't expect this game anytime soon. At least I don't expect this until like the PS6 era, which is most likely probably like 2029 is my guess of when we'll get Cyberpunk 2, or we'll start hearing about it. If you was planning on playing Battlefield 6 on consoles, the specs for it have been released for fidelity or performance mode on the PS5 and the Xbox Series consoles. Here we have for the PS5 standard version and digital, you get to play at 1440p at 60 FPS on fidelity, or 128p and at 80 plus FPS on performance. PS5 Pro fidelity, you get 4K 60. On performance mode, you get 6020p at 80 FPS. Xbox Series X 1440p 60 FPS on fidelity, or 1280p on at 80 FPS on performance. Series S, it looks like for both fidelity and performance mode, the maximum will be at 1080p at 60 FPS. So, pretty good performances wise. Like the game will be running at 60 on on all the systems, and the PS5 Pro look like it would be the best place to play it with. You get a higher resolution compared to the others, and also maintain that 80 plus FPS. So overall, pretty good. It it is like on par that the PS5 Pro would be the better one out of, since it is the more stronger platform console. So overall, if you have a PS5 Pro, um, you're in good hands. Like, which one are you guys gonna be playing at? Fidelity or performance mode? If I do get Battlefield 6, I'm probably gonna see which one I prefer. But if anything, I'll probably just stay with Fidelity, get the 4K resolution, and I'm still at 60 FPS. Unless there's no difference between the resolution. Well, at least if I don't see no difference when it comes to resolution on performance mode, then I'll just do that and get the higher frames, because when it comes to a first-person shooter, you need more frames than anything. It's no different when it comes to like fighting games. You need that frame rate to be at good and steady compared to anything else, honestly. Okay, we're getting some rumor reports that come from Tom Henderson. Apparently, this person posts a YouTube link. This is probably Tom Henderson speaking in a YouTube video. You don't know who that is. He's somebody who people would say irreliable when it comes to rumors and leaks when it comes to certain stuff that happen in the gaming industry. I believe he has a pretty good track record. I could be wrong about that. But some people do speak highly with the stuff that he reports, and some of them actually does turn out to be true. But anyway, apparently he said in a YouTube video that Kratos in the next mainline God of War game will have a curved Egyptian sword, which give people the thought that the next main God of War game is going to be going to Egypt. Because you don't know, God of War 2018 and God of War Ragnarok was the end of the Norse mythology saga. Now, by the looks of it, we're going to Egypt if this turned out to be true. A lot of people may not know, there was concept arts that came out for God of War before the 2018 release that kind of gave us hints that the next God of War game was going to take place in Egypt. But during the development and stuff, it changed to Norse mythology instead. So it could be a possibility that we're now going back to the original idea of going to Egypt and dealing with the Egyptian pantheon. To what extent we're going to be dealing with them, that'll be yet to be seen. Because as of right now, this is just a rumor, so take it with a grain of salt. Me personally, I would be truly excited to fight the Egyptian pantheon. I believe that would be a very fun experience. And the fact Kratos will be using I forgot the type of sword that they use, but basically the one that if you play God of Valhalla, you see Tyr actually pull out a sword that symbolized for the Egyptian pantheon. So would this mean Kratos will be leaving the Leviathan axe behind and gonna be have his blade of exile and these new weapons? Or will he be able to use the Leviathan axe in this new world? But of course something potentially happens to him, maybe he gets destroyed, who knows. But we'll just have to wait to see if this turned out to be true. If it is to be true, then we're probably gonna be in for a treat because I like the God of War 2018 and Ragnarok. So we're going to go to the Egyptian pantheon because you play God of War Valhalla. It kind of basically hint. Well, they don't say it, but it gives off the vibe that the job that Tyr was doing, going to different pantheons to settle any disagreements in that world and stuff, he would fix it and settle it. Basically, he was not like a god of war, he was like a god of peace. So this could potentially be Kratos taking Tyr job, I should say, as the protector of the different pantheons. But like how you saw, he's no longer going to be referred to as the god of war. He's now going to be going as the god of hope. So we'll see how that turns out. Definitely a big old redemption arc for Kratos in God of War Valhalla. I strongly suggest you play it if you haven't. According to a leaker, he gave out some information involving a next-gen version of GTA 4. This is what he has to say. The leaker, Tease 2, originally mentioned the upgrade version of GTA 4. The port/upgrade could release this year. It has been in development for over a year, according to Tease 2. Temporarily, fans noticed that the official support page for GTA 4 included a reference to the PS4 as a supported platform earlier this year. The game could come back in a way as Red Dead Redemption via the port of sorts, where it run at 4K 60 on PS5. So, there is a possibility that GTA 4 could be being worked on, because if the support page says that the PS4 is a support for it, knowing that GTA 4 only released on PC, PS3, and Xbox 360, I don't believe there was ever a PS4 version. Or was it part of the GTA Trilogy remaster that came out? No, it was San Andreas, Vice City, and I believe it was some other GTA game that was part of that trilogy bundled thing. So if that's the case, we could potentially get GTA 4 releasing on like the Xbox One and PS4 and be playable via backwards compatibility with the PS5, and they could release a patch that could give it the PS5 and Xbox Series X version of it. It's a possibility. I don't know how credible is this leaker is. So with that being said, take this with a grain of salt until we hear otherwise. Because in my opinion, I don't think Rockstar would be working on this currently, since they're focusing on GTA 6. And in retrospect, it probably wouldn't make sense that they are doing this, judging GTA 6 is their next big game that they're going to be doing. But we'll just wait and see how that turns out in the end. And this was a small little bit of news, but I want to cover because there was a little bit of an update of it came out today at the time of recording. But it was said that the MGM for Digimon Story Time Stranger, which is music that you could play during the gameplay, it said you could freely change the MGM while playing from options. There are more MGM selections in the main game. Added detail to that is Digimon Anime Pack, Anime Song Pack, that's a total of 16 songs, will be including theme songs from the anime will be available in the main game, which have a lot of people excited because there's some songs from Digimon are straight bangers. And the update, they actually gave us the list of the songs that we'll be able to listen to while we're playing Digimon Story Time Stranger. The track list is Butterfly from Digimon Adventures, Braveheart from Digimon Adventures, Target Akai Shokigeki from Digimon Adventures Season 2, Breakup from Digimon Season 2, The Biggest Dreamer from Digimon Tamers, Splash from Digimon Tamers, Fire from Digimon Frontier, With the Will from Digimon Frontier, Gouging Going My Soul from Digimon Savers, aka Digimon Data Squad, Believer from Digimon Data Squad, Nebagiba for Digimon Cross Wars, which is Digimon Fusion Battles, We Are Cross Heart, Digimon Fusion Battle, Mikakunin Hiko-sun from Digimon Adventure, which is the reboot of Season 1, Break the Chain from the reboot, Faction, Digimon Ghost Game, and First Riders from Ghost Game. There is like 2 songs I was hoping that would have made it into the game, but unfortunately they did not. And the songs I'm thinking about is the English theme for Digimon Frontiers. I believe it's called World for Us All. And from the Digimon movie, I believe it's called Kitsuna, The Last Evolution. The ending song for that, I think it was called Break Apart. Let me see what was the name of that song. I know I have it here. Give me a moment. Anyway, you probably know. You probably know what I'm talking about. It was basically the final moment where Agumon and Garamon go in their final evolution against the final fight. And I low-key wanted that song because that sounded so good. Well, of course, it didn't make it. So, but still, Break the Chain and Braveheart, I'm excited for that one. So most likely you'll be able to listen to that while you're playing the game, which is all nice. Hopefully they will add more. But the thing that got me curious, they added songs from Ghost Game. So it kind of gives me a little bit of hope that the Digimons from Ghost Game will make an appearance in Time Stranger. If not, then not in the launch, maybe in DLC, because we do have some DLCs that will be coming out. So unfortunately, we'll see how that looks. I'm excited for Time Stranger. We are less than 15 days away. We're getting so close to play a brand new Digimon. The official Twitter page for Stellar Blade account is teasing something that looks like something horror like that's happening next week. You don't know what next week is. It is TGS, which is Tokyo Game Show. So some people believe this could be a tease for Stellar Blade 2, and the others thing is going to be a collaboration with a horror game. And the only horror game I could think about that's coming out in the coming days is Silent Hill F. So could this be a collaboration with Silent Hill? It's a strong possibility. Or maybe it's some type of promotion for the next Resident Evil game that comes out next year. Who's to say? Because it was said that Sony has updated their Tokyo Game Show lineup and the reviews that we're supposedly going to get from it. So maybe that has something to do with it, especially Stellar Blade does have some ties with PlayStation since they did have the marketing. But I guess time would tell how it will turn out, honestly. It definitely has something going on here. But what could the game possibly be? There are some possible ideas. It could be, like I said, with the whole Silent Hill, maybe Resident Evil 9. It could be anything, honestly. Because we do have the official lineup for Sony. For the TGS lineup for Sony, we're going to get Astrobot, Ghost of Yosai, and Marvel Token Fighting Souls. But for third party, we got Battlefield 6, Digimon Story Stranger, Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD 2D, Fishbowl, Luminous Arise, Mitoria The Race Against, Space Time, Neo 3. Now that's also a possibility for this rumor thing. Onimusha Way the Sword, that could be possible. Phantom Blade 0, Resident Evil 9, Sonic Race Across World, and 7 Deadly Sins Origins. So any of these could potentially be whatever they're teasing with this. Either way, I'm excited to see what they have for us, especially if it means just more content for Resident Evil. I mean, more content for Celebrate, not Resident Evil. Sony has launched a new power saving mode for the PS5. It says the PS5 new power saver mode launches from today. First 3 games that will have the feature are Death Stranding 2, Demon Souls, and Ghost of Yosai. New mode is environmental reason but may possibly hint at a native PlayStation handheld console. Alright, so the point of the power saver mode for PlayStation for these 3 games, that's going to be the first ones, is basically allow you to turn down game settings so you don't use that much power, thus resulting using so much power that your light bill will go up, I guess. So I think this pretty much is a pretty cool option if you're one of the people that worry about your electric and stuff and you don't want to pay so much every single time when the bill is due. You could turn down certain settings so your game does result in using much power for the console. So in retrospect, it's just a environmental way to save and all that, which is always nice in the grand scheme. Can't really complain about that. Time will tell what are the next set of games that will be coming that will utilize this feature. But I could probably see like more games will be added down the line, possibly even third-party games. But we'll see how it works in the grand scheme, like how many devs will actually take the time to utilize this new update. So we'll see how it turns out. We got some rumors / leaks about Ubisoft remake of Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. So until we have confirmation this is true, take it with a grain of salt. But this is what was said. It said it will be more RPG heavy like Origins, Odyssey, and Shadows, which I don't like personally. Completely removes modern day parts. Don't know what that means, honestly. Adds more to Edward Kenway's Pirate Life, which is nice, I guess. Coming early 2026, may change. Loot and gear stats for Edward. Jesus Christ. Inventory systems. No loading screen between ship and land. Map is not bigger. Islands filled with activities and side content. Includes cut content from the original game. Mary Reed's storyline dropped in 2013. Not a big budget remake like RE2 and Silent Hill 2. Ubisoft Anvil Pipeline Engine is basically going to be using the engine that was used for Assassin's Creed Shadows. Reuses some assets from Skull and Bones to cut costs, but won't be obvious to players. Well then. I don't know how I feel about this, to be honest. The fact they're using assets from Skull and Bones, I guess, with the ship combat, but I don't know how I feel about that. And my biggest gripe with it is the whole RPG heavy, which is crazy because I personally don't like the whole RPG aspect for Assassin's Creed. I prefer the more traditional sense how they had it. Because I need to level up to assassinate somebody. But it is what it is. The complaints I've seen about this, if this turned out to be true, this most likely not going to sell well. Okay, just going off the comments alone. Granted, Twitter is just a small little cesspool of people throw out their arguments and stuff. But the thing is, people don't really like Ubisoft like that. So, and the fact they're doing this to for Assassin's Creed Black Flag, which people will argue to say is the best Assassin's Creed in their opinion. Well, not really the best. The best one was definitely the one with Ezio Auditore. But Black Flag was fun, especially with the whole ship combat and this that. But like I said, until we get confirmation this is true, take it with a grain of salt. Alright, we're gonna close out the video with this. US pricing updates announced for September 19. Microsoft has announced that they will be increasing the prices of the Xbox Series X and S consoles again. They said, beginning on October 3rd, we will update the recommended retailer pricing for the Series S and Series X console in the United States due to change in the macroeconomic environment. We understand that these changes are challenging and that were made with careful consideration. Look ahead, we continue to focus on offering more ways to play more games across any screen, providing value for Xbox players. Low-key, that kind of sounds a little bit tone deaf, but it is what it is, PR speak. And this just makes it even worse. Like, people was already not buying the freaking console already. Now you just gave them even more reason not to buy the shit. Because, like, some people say it's due to terrorists or this, that, a whole bunch of stuff, which possibly could be true, but this is just outrageous at this point that we're even at this point with these tariffs. But it continues saying that the prices for the consoles are now officially the Xbox Series X of 512GB is now $400. The original price was $380. Xbox Series S 1TB is the new price is $450, originally $430. That's literally the price of a Nintendo Switch 2. The Xbox Series X digital is now $600, originally $550. The Xbox Series X standard version is $650, originally $600. The Xbox Series X 2GB Galaxy Black Special Edition is now $800, originally $730. we are officially have a console that's cost $800, and that shit is crazy. It says a source at Microsoft offered the following comment: "We are navigating an incredibly dynamic environment right now. We assess the changing microeconomic environment and address the applicable impacts. Indeed, the tariff situation between the United States and China, where Xbox consoles are manufactured, changes on near monthly cadence, with different parts of the console subjected to different duties. Earlier exemptions expired recently, but there is no telling what new ones could be put into place tomorrow." This is like, I can't even describe what basically what this is. Like, it's unfortunate. They said terrorists and stuff, because it's kind of funny because we have a statement from someone who used to work at Microsoft who goes by the name of Mike Ybarra. He was originally one of the original people that used to work at Microsoft, but then he left Microsoft to go work at Blizzard. Then Microsoft bought Blizzard. Then he left again after like a month or so. So this was the tweet that Mike Ybarra put out. He says, "Console price increase are not tariff issues. They are profit issues. And the reason why profits are not where they should be is far, far deeper issue versus the tariff excuse." So he not only speaking about Microsoft, he's talking about console prices going up in general. It's not a tariff issue. It's a whole consoles not making certain profits, which could be true in the end, since he has more knowledge on this than anybody that's not in the gaming industry. But it's still crazy that we're at this point. Like, we have seen like for PlayStation, they raised their prices too, but at least they was able to hold out as much as they could before they had to increase it by moving their manufacturer for their console to a whole different region, which a lot of people appreciated. We don't know if this will be the case for the Switch also. It possibly could be, but we just gotta wait and see how it turns out in the end. But it's just mind-boggling to see that we're at this point, because people always saying, remember when games, when console used to go down in prices after a certain amount of time? Yeah, that's no longer the case with this. So I don't know what Microsoft gonna do in the future to fix this. Now people are wondering what's gonna happen with the PS6 and the next Xbox console drop. How much are they gonna cost? How much is that Xbox handheld that they got going on gonna cost? All these will play a factor into the future of gaming. And some people are saying, like, why spend so much money on a console? I might as well just buy a PC. The thing is, PC parts also goes up in prices too. Like, it is not just consoles. Like, any electronic device is going up in price, unfortunately. We just gotta make do what we have. So, what do you guys think? Are you guys disappointed that the Xbox price went up? Are you was planning on getting one, but now are you like turning away from it because of the prices? Are you excited for what Celebrity got planned for us? Are you gonna be watching a Tokyo Game Show for the games that's gonna be shown off there? Let me know in the comments below. I just know one thing: the people who bought these consoles day one, they're winning right now. I feel bad for the people who was waiting to buy buy these consoles. It looks like going forward, if you want a good deal on your console, get it day one. Don't wait at a later day, because that shit could probably going to cost more by the time you decide to get it. I am your boy Storm. I hope you enjoy the rest of your week, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.